Hey guys, it's me, Vinny Lospinuso. I'm back with another video. And as I said the other video, I didn't have the chance to speak for a vlog the last couple of days, mostly because I've been in Pittsburgh. And of course, I have my Pirates hat. I know it's not exactly the same thing, but got one that fits my head. It works nice. There's even the buckle, the little Pirates logo in the back of the hat. So how did I end up there in the first place? Well, I successfully lobbied to get special recognition for the pre-NFL football players from the Western Pennsylvania Professional Football Circuit, which was the first ever professional football league. Started by Oliver David Thompson in 1890 and signed the first ever pro player, Pudge Huffinger, in 1892. I can go on and so forth. But yeah, so the guy in charge, Jack of the Western Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, said, hey, come to Pittsburgh on April. I said, oh my God, this is awesome. And so I've been playing this for several months. I've been very, very excited. And, last week it finally happened. Packed my bags, went on the Uber, took me to the JFK airport, went to the Delta Terminal 4. I flew all the way to Pittsburgh at their airport. Then I took the bus, walked a little bit downtown, and ended up at the Sheraton Hotel in Station Square. And I just lay down on my back because I knew the hotel was paid for. And on the TV screen, I don't have a picture, but it says, welcome, Vincent. Like it says my name right there. I also look out my window, and it's the thumbnail for this video. Beautiful view of the city. You can see Acrisure Stadium. You can even see Highmark Stadium where their minor league football team plays. A little bit back further, you had PNC Park. If you had went the other side, you would have seen PPG Paints Arena, where the Penguins play. And so I said, okay, this is going to be awesome. So the day before, I decided to purchase tickets to the Pirates, and I decided to walk all the way to the stadium because I thought, hey, it's in walking distance. I can do it. So I just walked for a nice 20, 30 minutes, and it was a really nice walk around the city. It's a couple homeless people, but got through with it. People walking their families down the Andy Warhol Bridge. And I got there, and, you just walked right in, show them your tickets, and there you go. It wasn't any hassle. I didn't have to empty my pockets or anything. It was pretty simple. It was pretty cut and dry. And it was a very nice family atmosphere. The view, I was in the top row, and it was a beautiful view. Absolutely gorgeous view. You can see the entire skyline. You can see the river and all the bridges through Allegheny. It was amazing, truly amazing, and of an experience. They were playing the Cincinnati Reds. Of course, the Pirates are currently first place in the National League Central and the National League as a whole. Like I said, that's where I got this hat from, just before the game, because I felt like, hey, I gotta look in style. I gotta make sure I wear the right apparel. So I have my Pirates hat. I even got a couple of Permanente Bros sandwich. The chopped meat wasn't really good. It tasted like a cat food. But the capicola, the ham, that was pretty good. For those that don't know what a Permanente Brothers sandwich is, think of like a normal sandwich, except put on coleslaw and French fries inside the sandwich. It's pretty filling, and it actually was pretty cheap too. It's only like $10 per sandwich. Because if I were to get that here at Citi Field or Yankee Stadium, it would cost me $20. And the water can go outside $1. $1 for water. Obviously, inside the stadium, it costs a bit more than that. But just the fact you have that ability to get $1 for water, what a bargain, what a steal. And amazing view, nice color schemes, nice fans. Granted, it wasn't packed or filled. It was only like 16,000, 17,000 fans. Sometimes it felt a little bit less. But there's a lot of empty seats. It was so pretty welcoming. A lot of fans were very happy. They were very chill. They were mellowed. And, once I was done, when the game was over, with the pitch clock is a lot shorter now, I walked to my Uber. It took me to a bar, and I had a little water and some food, and And I just went back home. I went back on a trolley, which was off a hill. The little trolley cable, it only cost me $2, and I went all the way down and walked back to the hotel, watched the rest of the NBA, and I went to sleep. Then I woke up on that Saturday, and I decided to do what the guy Jack told me about. Go to the Heinz History Center. I was like, okay, like a ketchup museum or something? No. John Heinz, who is the grandson of Henry Heinz, the founder of Heinz and the creator of tomato ketchup, he was a senator from Pennsylvania for like 20 years and unfortunately died in a plane crash in the early 90s at the age of like 52 or something. And the museum is dedicated to him, and it's basically an entire history museum for the city of Pittsburgh and just Western PA as a whole. So you walk in there, you put a little sticker on you, and I have some of the amenities back in my bedroom. But what we do is that we have a little we have a little pamphlet with us, and we walk across the area. We first go to down first floor. They had another section that was getting built for the Green Book area, like the movie, but it was in a work in progress. But the main area had like an old early 1900s fire truck, 1800s cannon, some really nice vehicles. And they even had like the old trolleys there, and they had a whole video showing about it. And once that was done, I said, okay, let's walk upstairs. And upstairs, there was the sports section of the museum. You're greeted with this lifelike wax sculpture of Franco Harris catching the famous Immaculate Reception. And you walk in, you see every single sport represented. Basketball, not as much, but you had bocce represented, marbles represented. You also had rowing, everything you can imagine. They had an entire section dedicated to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They had a statue of Bill Mazeroski. You even had his uniform there. For the Steelers, they had a big section for football and the history of football in Pennsylvania, how professional football actually started in Pittsburgh. It did not start in Canton, it started in Pittsburgh. You see about Steelers stuff. You saw like the old, the steel curtain of those curtain with the four pillars. That actually was there as the. I actually got to see it. I took some pictures of it. And there was a section for golf as well, which I thought was also pretty cool. And they had a whole section for hockey. They had the shape of a rink. You see the history of ice athletics in Western PA. And, of course, the history of the Penguins, their jerseys. There's also a wax sculpture of Mario Lemieux holding the Stanley Cup. And once that was over, I walked across, and there was the history of how that area was created, how it was founded, what its sources were, what its history was, what are they known for, advancements in technology and research. Andrew Carnegie was also got a big mention. Lewis and Clark, because a lot of that started in Western PA, the whole travel to the Western frontier. You saw some other stuff with like Mr. Rogers. You even have his outfits on display, his clothes. You even saw other technologies. You saw also other showrooms like artwork that was done, glass sculptures, because Pittsburgh's very big with glass. Of course, there's Heinz, so there's ketchup. There's the whole Heinz section of it, where it describes the history of the Heinz company. Why 57 was used. It was him and his wife's lucky number, 5 and 7. Even though they had way more than that, it's just like a classy slogan. They show Heinz is big all across the world. Like in the UK, they have baked beans pizza. Ugh, disgusting. But everyone's taste is different, I guess. The history of African Americans in Western PA as well. You go upstairs is the history of the French and Indian War, which also had some stuff here. In World War II, also really cool, like a lot of cool stuff. And then they had the reference section upstairs. And when I was done, I went back down and I went back to my hotel room and got ready for that night. And that night, I was ready for the Hall of Fame ceremony. I got to meet Franco Harris's family and Roberto Clemente's family as they were getting some honors and donations to their charities. Met some other people there as well. You probably wouldn't know them. That were getting inducted that night. Willie Thrower was the one that I most knew about. the first ever black quarterback. Still not in Canton yet, but you know, I got to meet his family. I got to know his son. I have his number now. I sat at the table with Franco Harris's peeps. This guy Kip, he's from the UK, but he's lived in Pittsburgh the last 30 years. He told me about himself, and really good person to speak to. Really nice guy. Food was also pretty good. And then afterwards, I was done. I was looking for something to eat. Before I go on further, I also want to say that I host the reception, and I also decided to pay money, and now I'm officially a Hall of Fame voter. I am now a Hall of Fame voter for the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. This is something I've always wanted to accomplish, and I've been able to do it. I'm now a voter. I'm now an actual voter for a Hall of Fame, which is something that I didn't think I always knew I could do it, and guess what? I did. Okay, and afterwards I was a little hungry. I was looking for some like dessert or something, but the only thing that was open was the bar across the street. So I go in the bar, and you know, they didn't have any dessert, so I just got some French fries. Just did something salty. I didn't drink it at all. I just had some water, and I spoke with the guy next to me, and some of his coworkers started coming in, and I got to know one of them. She was sitting next to me. Got to know her a little bit more. We started talking and just chit-chatting. And before you know it, she started holding my hand and everything. We walked up. Then afterwards, when the bar closed, we walked up to my bedroom and showed her the scene, and we made out a little bit. Still have her number. Be willing to meet her up again. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get my first kiss in Pittsburgh. It was pretty cool. Just made an already special night even more special. It really did. And you know, we both kind of wanted to go further, but you know, her friend was in the car. She was very drunk, so that was fine. We kissed each other goodbye, and I went to bed. Next morning, woke up, had some breakfast, packed up, went to packed up, got some breakfast, clocked out. Went to the bus stop, and I went to the airport, and sure enough, I leave Pittsburgh. And that was my time in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Really magical 3-day trips. I was alone, and my parents with me, my brother. It was just me. And it was a really, really wonderful experience, and I would love to go back there again. I will go back there again. I can assure you that I will go back to Pittsburgh again. I will. Absolutely. I want to travel a lot more. I want to travel. I want to see more of like the world. I want to explore more. I want to do that. But that's just my experience with Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Stay tuned tomorrow. NFL Draft, Kansas City, Missouri. Can't wait for it, guys. Take care.